What's popping, guys, gals, non-binary pals? It's your boy, OG Hank 312 and the Incidental Nerd, back at you with another episode of For the Pop podcast. Brother Nerdo, how you doing? How you living? How you feeling?
Doing well, hanky panky. I am excited to be back, sir.
Yeah, man, it's fun, we got together last week, but
We did.
we may or may not have forgotten to upload. But you know what?
I
By
was
the time you hear
having.
this one, our previous episode will already be uploaded.
That's right. I was having an Easter with my parents last Sunday, and that's usually my editing day. So I kind of slacked. But I can tell you that right before we started recording, I loaded it up on the SoundCloud, so it will be dropping in the morning.
Easter ruins everything. With that said, we're back. We're gonna get right into it. It's just me and you right now. We got a mythical creature waiting in the waiting room at the moment. It's been a while since we caught up with our pal. It's been maybe 1 or 2 years, about at least 2 years, if not more. Since we first had him on the podcast.
Never had them on For the Pop.
We never had him on For the Pop. We had him on the formerly known as Let's Talk About It.
That's right.
But let's introduce our boy into the room. He should be coming in any moment now. I click the button. It says Mr. Carrillo is connecting. Wow. That guy is official. It doesn't even say Martin. It doesn't say unicorn. It says Mr. Carillo.
I'm sorry.
This
is my school one. So let me hold on.
Should we stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance or something?
No, it's my school one. So that's why, I forgot that I'm logged into my work one.
No,
Mr. Carillo, I have a question for you.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. You guys?
Doing well ourselves.
I'll speak for myself. I'm doing good. I'm a little tired. It's been a long week, but I'm happy to be here, dude. And it's been a while since we've seen you in person. It's been a few weeks, but then more.
Might been longer, no?
It probably.
It's been a while.
But it's been at least like 3 or 2 years since we did a little podcast, and I know.
No, 4 years.
Damn, you see?
Yeah.
4
years.
And I don't think things are just a little different for you nowadays.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's a lot.
we talked to you when you were just a little baby unicorn. Now you're un señor.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about it. Like sometimes I sit in my room and just think about like all my journey. So it's like to think about it, it's insane, because I still think that I'm still young, because when I started this I was 22, and now I'm turning 29 in the end of the year. So I'm like,
you're old, bro.
It's like, dude, it's like I started this in my early 20s, it's like now I'm going to my late 20s, it's like,
yeah,
it's like now I am, it's like, it's just crazy to think about it, it's like the journey, the like how it doesn't feel like it's been a long time, but then if you think about the years, you're like, right. Oh shit, it did happen.
No, yeah, for sure, man, for sure. But other, we'll jump into the wrestling stuff in a little bit. But like, how you been, man? Like, what's going on? What's new and exciting in your world, bro? I know wrestling is like your life, but like, what else you got going on, bro?
Honestly, that's pretty much it. It's like wrestling. It's like my family. That's pretty much what I mostly do. It's just wrestling. It's like every weekend. It's traveling. When I don't have a show, like I'm in my apartment. It's like I'm uploading clips. I'm just with my cat. Or now like I go hang out with my brother in his apartment. And we start watching wrestling. It's like we just start talking, or sometimes we just go out to a Target or like to a Walmart, it's like, or go to a mall and do normal people stuff, because it's like, it's always like every week, it's like every weekend, it's always traveling, it's always hectic as hell, but then like there's just weekends where like it's chill and relax, it's like, and I appreciate those a lot lately. Like I've been appreciating those a lot because it's like resting my body, resting my mind, resting everything, it's like, because it's like in the weekends I travel and then I come back on like, let's say like my traveling schedule, like just an example, it's like I go to work from Monday to Friday, my shoe job. Right. And then on Friday night, I might have a show. So I go to the show, and then a Saturday I might be traveling to Texas.
Right.
So then I have to come back home. And then like usually all my flights are really early. So then I have to come home, like sleep, go to the airport, go to like, let's say Dallas, go to Dallas,
Sure.
get picked up, go to the venue, be there the whole day until the show. And then at night they're like, hey, like where you want me to take you? I was like, oh, wherever you guys want to go. Sometimes they want to go out, or sometimes they want to go to a hotel room and just hang out there and stuff. And then I have to freaking go to the airport and then come back to Chicago. And then if I have a show that Sunday, I have to do that show and then I have to come back, sleep, and then start over again.
Yeah.
So it's a routine.
Yeah, bro, you're living the life of one of the boys for real. Like, I mean, you're not in that ring. You're not taking any. Well, I wouldn't say you're not taking any bumps because I have seen you take a few from time to time, not intentionally.
Yeah, it's been accident. Recently, I actually did take a pretty bad bump. It was the Romania weekend. It's like it was an accident though, but it was a pretty bad bump. It was somebody was like threw somebody out of the ring, right? Like literally on top of me. And then when I tried to move, I couldn't move. So then I was like, oh, screw it. So then like I literally put my hands like this. So I can catch the wrestler, because if not, like, he was gonna hit the ground. So I catched him like this.
Of course.
And then the barricade was behind me. So then I literally catched him and I went back and I hit myself right in the head. The barricade, right? And I was mad at first. I was mad. But the thing is, I'm like, accidents happen. It's like, so you keep on going. You keep on going. It's like, yeah, you fix your camera, you fix your phone, and let's go again.
Right.
It just sometimes those moments where like you need to like be on the move. Like, hey, like I just messed up. Let me get up.
Yeah.
And that's how like always all my wrestling career been. So I was like, I get hurt, but then I come back stronger. It's like lately. It's been that, it's like I've been traveling a lot,
right?
And like mostly I've been in Texas right now. It's like I've been this whole year. If we think about it, this whole year I've done more shows in Texas than I have done in the Midwest.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, it feels like Texas has become like that hotbed of wrestling. Like the hot indies seem to be in Texas now.
Honestly, it has. It's like right now in Texas, they have so many new young wrestlers. So many hungry wrestlers, and then there's so many like promotions down there. Like different tastes for different people. That's why right now I'm very happy to be working with certain promotions because they all have different flavors. It's like we're working with Pro in Dallas. Then we working with South, we're working with local wrestling, and then in the other part of the South, we're working with Mission. Everybody brings a little taste of different kind of wrestling to Texas. And that's why I'm very happy about that, because we're covering 3 different areas. And then and that's pretty much, it's like that's the reason why like right now in Texas there's so many young talent. It's like, and having the opportunity to be a part of it. Especially right now, it's like them very blowing up. It's very rewarding because I've seen so many other guys that we've been working with like show up in different companies, like blowing up in Japan, blowing up in other places. It's like that's a rewarding feeling for me and my brother, because we know we were a part of that. Because a year ago we took a risk. We took a risk to go work in Houston. We had nothing guaranteed. We had nothing guaranteed, and we took the opportunity, and boom, and that opportunity built to something that right now it's like it's very rewarding. It's like there's.
What? I want to ask, what got you to Texas? I know you just mentioned Houston, but what I wanted to ask you was how did that door open for you in Houston?
It was multiple like Texas wise, multiple companies. It was, the funny thing is that a lot of people don't know this story, but the first company that wanted me to come into Texas, the first one was Pro. Because like I've talked to him here in Chicago, it's like he's from Houston, no, he's from Dallas area, it's like, and we talked here in Chicago once in 2020, And then he was like, yeah, I want to bring you into my company, or my promotion,
Right.
my indie promotion in Dallas. I was like, yeah, I'll be cool with it. And then like he hit me up and he was gonna like, hey, like you want to come to Texas for my promotion. But then at the time, this was 2021, it was still very hot with the COVID cases.
Yeah.
And Texas was like the hot spot for COVID.
Right.
So then I had to tell him no, like I can't make it because I already like told my brother, hey, like let's go to Houston the end of the month of January, like let's go there. So then my brother was like, no, like don't do it because like I don't want to like jinx you, but like what if you get COVID, and then we lose the opportunity,
Of course.
so then I apologized to the promoter. I was like, hey, I can't do it, but like I've been knowing local wrestling, like I've been knowing Jaime, shout out to Jaime, shout out to Pedrito. I've been knowing them for years now, since I started like selling shirts, about like 5 years ago. So I started selling shirts. Jaime bought two of my tank tops. He bought them, major support. And then I saw him doing a promotion in Texas, and then I told him, I was like, one day, like I told him 2020, I was like, dude, like it'll be awesome to go work with you one day, He was like, yeah, like we get the opportunity, whatever. But then we saw the poster. There was Psycho Clown against Gino Medina, And then my brother was like, hey, like Gino's gonna come to Galley. Like, do you want to talk to Gino to help us out? It was like drive us around in Houston,
Mm-hmm.
And then I told Jaime, hey Jaime, can you? I was like, Jaime, is it cool that me and my brother like go take clips, And I told him, I was like, dude, like don't pay me anything. I was like, guarantee. I was like, if you're satisfied where I work, give us something, give us money, give us whatever you want, give us at the end of the show, And then we talked to Gino here in Galley. Gino's like, yeah, bro, like just tell me your flight and like you guys can stay in the hotel and then I'll pick you guys up in the afternoon. We go to the show. And then the show came, it's like, and then like we walked in the Houston premiere. It's like it's in the south side of Houston. It's like we never been to Houston before. And like I never been to Texas. At that time, at this time, I didn't knew Texas. I knew about it, but like I wasn't as known in Texas. Sure. So then we walked in, and then like I introduced myself to Jaime because that was the first time we ever introduced ourselves in person. First time. I was like, hey Jaime, how are you, man, bro? What's up? And he was like, yeah, you guys can take clips, you guys can do whatever you guys want. I was like, oh, cool. We saw the cart, some of the guys we knew, some of the guys we're familiar with, Sure. But a certain name caught my attention. Dante Leon, Mm-hmm. Dante Leon, he had wrestled here in Chicago for AAW, for Fight for the Future at the time. Okay. Now it's WWE. Now it's AAW Alive now.
Right.
So then I was like, Dante Leon, and then the next thing was versus Ninja Mac. I didn't know Ninja Mac. It was like Ninja Mac for me was very unknown. So then the show goes, and their match comes up, and Dante comes out. I was like, oh shit, I was like, it's Dante. I was like, I remember him now. I was like, I remember her from AEW, but I didn't know Ninja Mac at all.
Sure.
So then they came to the ring. They started wrestling. Ninja Mac started pulling some fucking crazy shit. Like, of
course.
I was like, once he did that shit, I told myself in my mind, I was like, this match is gonna be fucking good. I was like, this match is gonna be flippy shit, and like I love flippy shit. And then they start fucking hitting like different fucking moves, boom, like freaking suicide dives, fucking like so many shit, like, and then I was capturing that, and then Dante Leon hit the shooting star cutter.
Right.
He hit the shooting star cutter. Once he hit the shooting star cutter, I told myself in my mind, I was like, this is money. This is this. Clip. I was like, this clip is gonna fucking go viral. I was like, this clip's gonna go viral. So then I take the clip, it's like boom, he hits it, pass. And I don't remember if I uploaded that night or I uploaded the next night, but I uploaded, and I was getting a bunch of buzz, And then this is a story that Dante just found out about it because I just told him this on Saturday, this story. And then like a certain wrestler, AEW wrestler, mm-hmm. At the time AEW, now I don't know what's their contract situation, but this wrestler at the time hit me up. He's like, hey, do you have the match, the Ninja Mac and Dante Leon match, And I was like, no, I don't, but I can hit up the promoter for it. I was like, I can get you the full match. So then I contact Jaime, and Jaime gave me the the title match information to log in and be able to record the full match for this person, you know. And then I send the match to this person, and he told me, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna talk to this other person to see what can happen," you know.
Jay's gonna talk to me. Gotcha.
Yeah, you know. And then they just started talking, and then Dante and Ninja Mac when they were booked for the collective in Florida. You know, they were booked for collective in Florida, and they blew up for that. You know, and then we returned back to Loco on March 27. We returned back to Loco, right? And then there, he wrestled against Dragon Bait. You know, they had a banger of a match. They went crazy, blah blah blah. We uploaded another clip. That same night, I uploaded a clip, you know? And then Ninja Mac, a couple days later, hit me up and he goes, "Hey, someone contacted me. Somebody hit me up," you know? And then I was like, "Oh man," I was like, "That's cool," you know? But the thing is, at the time, he didn't really confirm who it was until now. Like now I can say who contacted him that night. Noah contacted him, you know? Noah wanted him. They wanted him 2021. You know, unfortunately he couldn't do it because of the whole pandemic going on. You know, so then now he's in Noah right now. You know, it's like tonight or tomorrow he's gonna debut for them. You know, he's wrestling against Dragon Bait and Alpha Wolf. You know, Japan. You know, so like that's like those stories are the ones that keep me and my brother working and keep us busting our asses, keep us fucking motivated as fuck, you know, because we're helping change people's lives, you know, knowing those stuff, like, wow, you know, it's like, and that's why, like, those are the two stories that, like, I talk about because that helped me the door in Texas, you know, like, once promotion started seeing that, like, we were getting buzzed in Texas, there were more companies hit me up, hey, like, you know, it's like, come to Texas, come this and that, you know, and then Mania weekend, you know, it's like, I had my one like I don't want to like make every other show that I've done ever in my life like feel like it was a downgrade or like feel like they weren't to that level. Sure. But like every show for me, it's a good show. Like every show for me, it's gonna be the best show in like or like it's gonna be like it's a special moment for me. You know, every show differently. But for me, this show for me specifically meant a lot to me because I have done so much and like I grew up with this company, you know, AAA. You know, it's like being able to be ringside in AAA, you know, it's like with the AAA banners, you know, it's like being there, hearing the AAA announcers, you know, literally close to my ear because like I was literally like taking clips around them. You know, it's like being in that anime field, you know, it's like being with the luchadors, with the guys, you know, like the guys that I know here because of Gally, you know, it's like meeting Conan, you know, meeting Roland, meeting so many people, you know, it's like that was a show that told me, it's like, yeah, you know, like you work so much for this moment, even though it was just a 2-hour moment for me, but that is something nobody is gonna take away from me because I did something I have always wanted to, you know, it's like that accomplishment.
Yeah. Go ahead, nerd.
I know that was an important, like when I heard about that, I was so happy for you. But I think we'd be remiss if we didn't backtrack just a second here, because we've had you on the Wrestling Talking Randomness. Let's talk about it. But you've never been on For the Pop, and for new listeners, you've been talking about what you do, but I don't think we've really emphasized exactly what it is you do. So clearly, you do clips at wrestling shows, and you've been doing that for a while. If you guys want to know how Wrestling with Unicorns got started, you can go back and everything is available still on our same podcast stream. But I think what I wanted to do is I wanted to stress that what an important thing you do for so many independent wrestlers, because of the content that you get, it gets eyes on them, and like you said earlier, it opens doors for people, and it really gives people additional opportunities. And I'm not trying to blow your head up here, but but
his head is big enough. Listen,
like my head, like
4 years ago, Martin was a nice, humble little kid. You know, now he's a humble man, but you know, he's got a little more swagger in his walk. You know, his cock swings a little wider. Wait, what? Who said that? But hey, man, listen. But hey, that's part of the business. You know, every wrestler knows, or any person in the biz knows, they gotta have a little bit of an ego, and that's okay if you got it. You've earned it. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, dude. Because here's the thing, and I'm gonna shoot it super straight with you. Anybody can take a phone and record a match, right? But you built a brand. You built the trust with the people. You created Wrestling with Unicorns, and that's a brand that people trust.
Yep.
I will 100% say I never heard of Pele Pro. I never heard of local wrestling, and it was because of you. It was because of your clips that I saw that. That's because of you. Well, because of Wrestling with Unicorns, I'll say. You know, I got eyes on people like Brian Keith, and to where I was like talking to promoters here in Chicago, like, yo, you need to bring some of these Texas talents because they're on fire. Mysterious Q is awesome. Roxy, well, you know, we know what's she's now in she's now signed.
No, wait, about Roxy. Hold on. Like Roxy, like when I found out about Roxy signing, I legit literally cried.
That's
because
awesome.
like I had like I worked with Roxy like so many times. You know, it's like I know her, you know, because of Gino, you know, like Jimmy, you know, like me and Gino like are really good friends. You know, like he has stayed in my apartment before, you know, it's like, and then Roxy's like I know her because of him, you know.
Right.
And like when she signed, I was like so proud because like I'm like, you have busted, like I've seen you like wrestle in warehouses, you know, I've seen you wrestle in like so many small places, and now you're in NXT doing your stuff. You know, it's like I talk to her once in a while, you know, it's like, and I always tell her like the same thing I tell her all the time. I'm proud of you because it's like you're doing something that a lot of people wish they're doing. It's wrestle for NXT, being in WWE. I was like, and you're just, you know, the WWE system, like you just like what, like 3 weeks
I was about to say 3
into
weeks
NXT,
in, and she's on the TV
and like,
already.
yeah, you're on TV already. It's like
Star,
it's incredible to think about it. You know, it's like, but like you were saying, you know, there's so many good Texas wrestlers. You know, it's like, and now we're having the opportunity in the Midwest for them to see him. You know, Brian Keith. You know, it's like he's another guy like I consider a close friend. You know, it's like he's another guy that like I have spent so much time with him in the road. You know, in Texas. You know, because of Gino. You know, like Gino is the backbone of everything. Like I know in Texas.
Gino's a Texas Connect. I get it.
You know, so then like Brian Key is another guy that I was happy. Mysterio Q, once Mysterio Q comes to Chicago,
it's over.
He's gonna blow up too. You know, 100%. People are gonna love him.
100%, dude. I mean, he's so good. I've seen his matches, and I've seen his matches because I've seen your clips, and because I was like, you know, I got you know, wherever. I mean, this is gonna make your head bigger, right? But it's like wherever promotions you've worked with, you know, you do help them because you do give that exposure. People can say whatever they want. You know, you can have your fight TVs and your YouTubes and your whatever the streaming IWTVs. That's great and all, but in the time that we live in today, people don't have that long attention span to sit there and watch a whole show. They see the clips. They want to see the highlights. They want to see the shit that goes viral, and that's what you provide. You know, especially beginning with AAW. You 100%, you know, like what, 2018, 2017, you know, your clips absolutely, you know, had a hand in making them arguably the best, you know, promotion at that time. They were right there with PWG. They were neck and neck with PWG back in those days.
No doubt about it. And if you think about that era too, of the people that were there and how many people ended up being signed by a major company, there's tons of them. Like the way Henry and I talk about it all the time, and I think we lived in that era. That's the golden era of AAW. That, like, the people that came through at that point, that was just remarkable.
And this is no shade at AAW currently. It's none at all. But that's that era. It's different. I think anyone could agree. Just the name value, if you want to say, of the talents at the time, it was just a different time, you know. And then especially your work with Freelance and Freelance Underground. I mean, you know, you helped elevate those brands as well, get more eyes on their product and on the wrestlers there. And now what you're doing for Texas. I mean, like once again, I'll repeat myself. I didn't know who Pele Pro or local wrestling was until I saw your clips and you gave them that spotlight. So that's a shout out to you because, like I said, anyone could take a fucking. We all have phones, right? We can all point and clip, but you have the following, you have the brand, and you did it first. You did it right. So, tip my hat off to you.
I gotta tell you, this, I don't know if I told you this story, but I want to get it on the show. You know how much we support you. I have several different designs of your shirts. One of my favorites is it's just wrestling with unicorns. It's the pink with the, just in blocks. And I wore that to the grocery store like 2-3 months ago, and going through the line, and it was a young guy, probably like early 20s. He saw my shirt and he's like, "I love their clips, bro." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like just a random, because like, bro, I know that people watch your shit. I know a lot of people watch your shit, but like in the Chicagoland area, the people that I know that watch your stuff are the people that I know. And here's just this random person just going, "Oh, I just love those clips." And he's like, "This guy does too, the bagger too." He's like, "Oh, we're always watching them." Like, holy shit, that's amazing.
And like those stories for me, it's like they are like so like heartwarming for me, and like I don't know how to take them, because it's like fuck, it's like people that just see my shit, like see our shit, it's like, and like those stories for me, it's like they mean so much to me. Like I remember them because I'm like, dude, it's like I started from like the lower, it's like I started from like crawling myself up, it's like I was talking about this
with somebody from the first row, paying for your own ticket. I get it.
It's like I was paying for my own ticket, it's like I was crawling myself, it's like
a certain promoter didn't want you to take clips until they realized it.
Much love though, whoever that was. Much love though.
That's what I'm saying.
Much love. It's like I'm not trying to bash nobody. I'm not trying to try.
No, not at all. But that is part of your story. That is part of your story.
He knows.
And again, if you want to hear Martin shoot, you can go back to our original interview with him.
I wasn't shooting.
All of that.
No, I'm kidding. I don't even remember that interview. I probably should have watched it back or listened back.
Yeah, no, but it's like that's my love to every single promoter that like gave me the platform to help them out. Mad love, and all the promoters that took them a while to bring me in to let me do my thing. Mad love to them too. To the promoters that shut the door behind, like shut the door in front of my face, and then open the door again. I mad love to everybody. It's like I don't have no bad thing to say to nobody. It's like me and my brother love every single person. We respect them. It's like there were decisions, there were things that happened. Things happen,
Sure.
But the thing is, the memories still live there.
Yeah.
The experience still live there. It's like because of certain promotions, I grew up. It's like I grew up in this business. I've grown up in this business. It's like I have learned. It's like, so that's why every promotion has their history, and every promotion for me has a meaning. It's like they have a different meaning for me compared to other people because I lived in the certain eras of those promotions. It's like exactly what you say. The golden era of AEW. Like that was the era we all went to AEW all the time. It's like, and it's like that was an era, the freelance era. Like we're living in different eras of life. But now it's like I'm living I'm living era through a different lens because I'm doing everything behind the scenes now. It's like I'm not like I'm a wrestling fan. I love wrestling, but I have a different lens now because of everything I have learned. It's like I have learned so much things from so many different promoters.
And that's the thing. Every promoter's got something different to teach you, I'm sure. And not even just promoters, they taught me. Wrestlers that you meet. I get it.
Every single person. It's like it was a certain major promotion. It's like I worked for them. It's like I only worked for them for 3 months, but I learned so much in those 3 months to the point that I was able to open a door because of them. I was able to listen. I was able to bring those skills that they taught me to all the promotions I worked for. All the promotions I took left for because of them. It's like what I've learned in this business is you sip it, you open your ears, you learn. That's the first thing I was taught was you be quiet, but you learn. You learn with your ears, and if you want to learn, you're gonna learn. If you don't wanna, this is not for you.
I
You
feel
know,
you.
that was something that I learned from the certain promoter, and those words, they always run in my head all the time. Every show I work for, that voice is in my ears
Right.
every single time, because I tell myself, hey, this person taught me to just listen, and that's why when somebody asks me for an opinion about certain things, I give them my opinion, but I listen, and that's all. You know, because that's something you have to have in this business. It's just listen.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you can't listen, this is not the business for you. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Some people gotta learn that the hard way.
Yeah. Now,
Exactly.
you know, when you talk about getting started at doing the clips at 22, you're gonna be 29 at the end of the year. Those are your formative years too, just in life in general. Your 20s are major formative years. So like it's got to be like every different promotion almost is like a marker in your life, you know what I mean? Like just like from starting from AAW to where you are right now, like that's like a measure stick of your life as well, which is really cool to have. I know from being just on the very edge of the business itself, just the tiniest little peek behind the curtain. It's such a cool thing to be a part of shows. It's a cool thing to be in the locker room with the guys, the camaraderie, all of that. So man, that I'm sure brings you a lot of joy as well.
Yeah, it's like honestly be the transition from a fan to like some of the guys call me part of the boys.
Sure.
You know, it's like it took me it was really quick. You know, it was really quick transition because
Right.
I had to have a different kind of lens, you know, behind the scenes. You know, it's like it's a whole different environment. You know, it's like some of the boys have become some of my closest friends.
Right.
You know, it's like I have so many stories because of them. You know, it's like I've seen sides of different people that you don't see in the ring. You know, it's like I have gotten so close to a lot of these guys. You know, it's like a great example. You know, it's like I can give you guys. You know, it's like I just met 2 weeks ago. Like I work with Adam Brooks. You know, it's like Adam Brooks from Australia.
Yeah,
I just work with him. Like I seen him in AAW. I even told him, I was like, dude, I seen you in AAW. Like I seen your stuff in PWG. You know, but I never had this conversation with you. You know, and like we were literally in the back. You know, it's like, and like he was just joking around. And I was like, wow. I was like, I've never seen this side of him. Why? Because I've never been a part of a locker room.
Sure.
You know.
Right.
And then the rest of the night, like we were just like hanging out in this like place eating and stuff. And then like he was like came up to my table and he was asking me, he goes, hey, like, do you speak Spanish? I was like, yeah. He goes, can you teach me Spanish? I was like, yeah. So I was like, sit down. I was like, let's speak Spanish, you know? So I was teaching him Spanish because he says that he wants to go to Mexico and learn the language, you know?
Right.
And then at night, like we were able to go to the hotel and hang out there. And like, that's another side of him I met. And then the airport, we were technically, our flights were technically next to each other because he was going to Orlando and I was going to come to Chicago.
Yeah.
And then we were in line in TSA for about an hour because they had those dogs in Dallas.
The dog.
So then we were there talking. You know, it was funny because we started talking and then like some of the people that he knows, like behind the scenes, like I know, you know, it's like we have a mutual friendship with like some of the guys, you know?
Yeah.
And then like we just went to like the dining area, you know, before our flight, and we started like eating like a donut together, you know? It's like we started eating donuts and we were just talking. And then I told him, I was like, dude, like it sucks that I'm not gonna see you no more, you know? And then he goes, where are you next week? I was like, I'm at Warrior next week. You? He goes, bro, I'm at Warrior, right? And then we started like, we go, what? I was like, we're working together. Like literally, like we were the only people at 6 a.m, like no, 4 a.m, really excited because we were gonna be a part of another show together. He goes, yeah, bro, like we're together. I was like, yes. I was like, we're gonna be together. I was like, blah, blah, you know. And then last week, you know, like we worked Warrior, and then like he saw me, you know, like he saw me, he ran to me, he gave me the biggest hug I have like felt, you know, it's like it was genuine like friendship, you know, it's like he hugged me. And I was like, oh my God, I was like, it was like, this is the most general hug I ever had.
Never let go.
Yeah, I was like, never let go, you know? So then like, those are the friendships that I treasure, you know? It's like with you guys, you know, like friendship with you guys.
You genuinely treasure those friendships.
You know, it's like with you guys, you know, like you guys were one of my, like you guys were one of my first friends in wrestling. You know, you guys were friends there, you know, that you guys took care of me. You guys basically brought me into the group, you know, because of you guys, like straight up, I'm saying it. So you guys, I was able to meet Thunder Rosa. I was able for that door to be open. You know, it's like Thunder Rosa remembers me and my brother because of you guys. You know, that because of the show she came to Freelance. You know, like she was there and she always, oh yeah, you guys were friends with Pac. You know, I was like, you guys were friends with them. You know, I was like, yeah, I was like, we were those guys. You know, because of you guys, basically, like we were. And we're able to go to Mission Pro because of her. Like we work for her. Like we have stayed with her. You know, it's like she had bought me tacos. You know, it's like we went to eat together.
Yeah.
Because of you guys. You know, it's like
you're talking about the current AEW Women's Champion, La Mera Mera.
Yeah, this was before she was the AEW champion though. So it's not because just because she's a champion now. You know, like I'm throwing her name out, you know, but
we say all the time she's the best. She's best with her fans. She makes everybody feel special.
Oh yeah,
she does. You know, that's what I told you. It was like certain events leads up to certain things. You know, it's like, and that's why like I'm thankful for all you guys for the support. You know, that you guys brought me support. You guys are the reason why we are in the position we are to this day. You know, it's like there's things going on in my life right now, you know, it's the wrestling wise that I won probably soon I'll be able to say, but all of that and like everything I'm going through is because of you guys. You know, it's like all the good things I'm going through is because of you guys, the support.
You put in the work.
We appreciate. That was what I was gonna say. Appreciate you saying that. But we're fans of you. I'm a fan of Martin. Like I'm not just a fan of Wrestling with Unicorns. You're a genuine article. You're like, you give good hugs, brother. Every time I see you, like you're just like you're a friend, but don't diminish the fucking hustle that you've done to get yourself where you need to be or where you are, because that's just facts. Like you have, there was an opportunity that nobody else was taking, and you filled that void, and nobody does it like you, man. Just nobody does.
You got close to what, 30,000 followers on Instagram?
Close to it. Yeah, closer right now. And then on TikTok, we have like 30 something too on TikTok.
Oh shit. Okay.
So like every social media it's like like I told you, you know, it's like the hustle, you know, it was on me and my brother, you know. But the thing is, if it wasn't for the push, you guys were like all you guys, like every single person who has given us a follow, every person who has bought a shirt, that was the push, because you guys were helping us advertise ourselves and helping us go to the next level. You know, it wasn't for certain people would not know Wrestling Unicorns. You know, it's like, it's like I'm the hustle, my brother's the hustle. We had put the work, we had put the time, but it wasn't just on us. You know, it was everybody else supporting us. Like you guys are supporting
we
us,
understand that stuff doesn't get out there unless your friends help you share it.
Exactly.
I understand that.
Oh yes.
And that's the reason why. You know, it's like, you know, it's like
you put out
like
good
you
concept, but if people ain't helping, it stays there. I get it.
Exactly. You know, it's like, and that's the reason why it's like probably there's someone else. Like I don't want to say like someone else better than me. Someone else might be. But the thing is, they don't have the support. They don't have the hustle from the same people. You know, it's like a lot of people in the past couple of years, they've been trying to do the same thing as us, you know. But the thing is, a lot of them, like I don't want to say it, but they have failed or haven't evolved as much as we have because they don't have that support. They don't have that hustle, that hunger of being successful. Well, you know, it's like me and my brother
built a community. You have, because this is the way I look at it with our small brand for the pop. It's a community. You have a community of 30,000 people and it's growing. And so all it takes is one of your members of your community to be hanging out with one of their friends and going, hey man, did you see this crazy shit that happened at this show? Oh, no shit, send it to me. Then they're like, oh, this is a fucking good clip. And then bam, you got another member of your community. And that's, but not everybody has that. Not everybody gets there. You know what I'm saying? To have 30,000 followers on Instagram and on TikTok, That's awesome because you're not a cute girl who's showing their cleavage.
Imagine if you did, bro. Imagine if you started showing some skin.
50K, no offense. Nobody. Don't take offense to nobody, like it's just you're just saying it out there, It's like we seen
Oh,
it.
absolutely. Listen, no shame being thrown. I know people. Listen, I'll shoot it straight. I know people be sensitive and try to twist words. Fuck you. We ain't twisting any words. We're just making jokes here, and we no hate on anybody. Sex work is real work. Shut up. I know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, man, I'm not. No. I wasn't throwing any shade.
No, I know, but
absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely
just some
not.
people
But I'm just saying.
might be twisting words, but it's understandable though. It's like
yeah. I get you.
I'm saying like you could take your content, your exact content, and give it to somebody else, and they're not going to build the same community that you've built.
Sure.
It's true, it's like and like I have like a funny story. It's like one of my coworkers, like at my shoe job, about 2 years ago, I was helping him in the lunchroom, just like making sure the kids were okay, blah, blah, blah. And then out of nowhere he goes, oh hey, hey, like my cousin's a wrestler, my cousin's a wrestler. He goes, he just wrestled this past weekend. I was like, oh, for real? I was like, oh, for real? Yeah. And then like he takes out his phone, right? And then like he goes, oh, look, this is my cousin, right? And then I see his cousin, right? But the thing is, that caught my attention was the clip he was showing me was the clip that I took on Saturday of his cousin.
Oh, wait, he didn't know that you're wrestling with unicorns?
No, he didn't know I was wrestling with unicorns.
Shit.
Right? So then I was like, dude, like that's my page. I was like, what? I was like, that's my. He goes, that's your page. I was like, yeah, dude, like look. I was like I even showed him like the login information.
You're like,
stuff.
that's
I was like,
me.
dude, look, it's me. He goes, what? He goes, yeah, my cousin is a wrestler, And I was like, it's funny because his cousin, like I see him all the time. It's like he's one of the trainees at freelance. It's like I'm not gonna say his name because probably they don't want to be known, but it's a trainee at freelance. It's like like I see him all the time. I was like, dude, like I see him all the time. Like I see him at like a trainee, like he helps at like most shows, And I was like, dude, like I have a connection with him. And he goes, dude, it's funny because you see him more often than I do,
of course.
And then that was our bond about it. It's like bond about wrestling because like he knew I like wrestling because he has a son. His name is Austin, right? He named him after Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Nice.
So that's why I tell him because he was telling me, oh yeah, like my son's name is Austin, right? And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, is it like Stone Cold Steve Austin? He goes, actually, it is from Stone Cold Steve Austin. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I was like, right? And or Austin Theory. Shout out to Austin Theory.
Hey, Theory.
Theory. Mr. Theory. Shout out to Mr. Theory. So it's crazy. Like stories like that, like your story, and like stories that I see, like people are like, oh, what? Like it's you. It's like, yeah, it's like I just showed the brand. Like I mostly talk about myself or like talk about my brand on my Facebook. It's like that's where I talk about it as myself,
Right.
And then everything else is just wrestling wise. And like I post a picture like once in a while of me and my brother,
right.
Because I'm proud of me and my brother
journey,
doing.
Man. Enjoy this journey. I hope you guys got pictures and stories and videos and clips of yourselves because I mean, when you guys are old and crusty old men, that I don't know if you watched The Office, but at the end of it, when he says, "I wish I knew I was in the good old days before I left them," you're in your good old days right now, man. So you gotta appreciate all that time, especially what you do with your brother. How amazing is that?
And that's why like now my brother's like traveling to Houston. He's traveling to San Antonio. It's like that for me. It's like the moment that my brother got his flight information, for me, I was like, I made it. I made it because I'm having my hard work is paying off because having my brother fly. Having my brother stuff paid and him flying and doing clips. It's like, wow, it's like, wow, it's like I made it. It's like a couple years ago, like I couldn't get a handshake. It's like or a hot dog. Now I'm being able to have my brother flight.
Right.
It's like
that's huge. That's big, man.
It's really awesome.
It's huge. It's like it's really awesome to see that nowadays. It's like it's something that like I'm always gonna treasure. You know, like I'm always gonna treasure that first email he got. He goes, hey, like this is my file information. That email I'm always gonna treasure because I'm like, wow, it's like that our hard work that I put in,
Right.
that was for that moment. You know,
Of
it's like,
course,
and
man.
it will always keep that moment to myself because that's a moment behind the scenes. You know, or another moment always be is when he's able to do clips too. You know, like him, like having him in AAA there. You know, even though that he likes trolling people, he likes playing around in the back. You know, it's like I let him do him. You know, but
Sure.
because sometimes the trolling, the joking around with people helps us
Yeah.
grow. You know, because he meets certain
It's an
people that
icebreaker, absolutely.
you know. It's like so that's why it's like those moments having him there. It's good because like I'm not as good at meeting new people. You know, so I try to like meet new people, but I'm still shy. You know,
Getcha.
so he's the talkative one. He's the one that opens up the doors. The one that networks more than I do.
Sure.
I do all the muscle work. I do all the everything else, and he does the networking. You know,
Right.
so he does the talking. He does everything else
That's fair.
because I'm not good at talking or networking because I try
Tell
to.
me about it. No, I'm kidding.
It's
I'm
like
messing with you.
so. No,
No, but
but it's true though, you know.
and I'm glad you talked about your brother, because, and oddly enough, my brother's name is Jonathan as well. And dude, it's amazing that you guys have this journey together. You know what I mean? Like just as brothers, I have there's a 13-year gap between me and my brother being born. So essentially I was an adult for most of his life. But like I know you guys are rather closer in age. And then
Years.
2 years, yeah. So like
Yeah.
for you guys, like you're almost the same exact age, and to have all of this travel and stuff that you're doing together, you guys are gonna remember that forever. That's amazing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you know, it's like that's why like me and him have so many stories. You know, it's like we have so many adventures. You know, every time before a show in Chicago, we always go to a Target and buy action figures. You know, it's like we always do
Right.
that.
That's your little
That's a
tradition,
tradition.
right?
You know, it's like that's what like even in like Dallas, you know, like we were looking for targets to go find action figures. You know, and we went to malls to go find action figures when the time we weren't working. You know, it's like, and that's why it's something we do. It's like
Right.
before a show, we find, oh hey, there's about 3 targets around the area. Like you want to go? So he goes, yeah, fuck it, let's go. So then we go to the targets, and then we go to the show, right? And then that's a tradition we do always. You know, find Targets or find Walmarts. You know, find action figures.
Yeah,
You know,
little
so that's why those
tradition.
memories. You know, like those small memories are something that I treasure a lot. You know, because like I tell myself, you know, it's like I don't know how long we will both be doing this. You know, because we're growing adults. You know, it's like we're going in different roads in life. You know, it's like he's getting his master's to be a principal one day. You know, it's like and I'm still working my shoe job. You know, so I'm still busting my ass. You know, it's like, but wrestling is something we both love and enjoy. You know, it's like there's that, you know, it's like that we both enjoy. You know,
No,
it's
no
like
matter what comes down the road, man, you guys got 7 years of stories and stuff that no one can ever take away from you guys. So that's always a plus, and that's something that you should be proud of, and your friends and family should be proud of you for that. You
yeah, and like a lot of people in my family, they don't really understand what I do. You
of
know,
course,
because you know Hispanics.
yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
and not to play the brown card, but it's just a lot of families, just like from different countries or different backgrounds, they just don't get it, because for a lot of uh immigrant families, it's just like, hey, you go to school, you get your degree, you get a job, and that's the absolute only way to make it happen. And anything else seems like a waste of time. But and I'll speak for our perspective. Having Hispanic, hardcore Hispanic fathers, something to be like, the fulfillment isn't as important as, well, how much are you making? You know, because that's a quick question that will just like shoot you down, right? Because if you're excited about an opportunity, ¿cuánto te pagan? How much are you getting paid? Like, dude, sometimes it's not about the pay, it's about the experience, it's about the connections, and just the fulfillment. So I get where you're coming from with that.
Now,
Yeah,
now
exactly. You know,
listen,
it's like
I'm no brown man.
No, I know.
I don't got that brown. But
I know.
like,
I didn't want to try to exclude you. You know.
it's not an exclusive thing. I will say that.
I
Like,
know.
for instance, I just mentioned my brother. My brother is he's on Twitch. He's a
He is.
gamer, and he's earning on Twitch.
Right.
Like he's almost close enough to like quit his job.
That's awesome.
So, and my parents don't understand it. So it's
course.
also it's a generational thing as well.
You
know, like, they
I
don't-
think that's a way better put. It's a generational thing.
interesting.
Yeah, because also like they don't get why we do this. Like
Sure.
why I do this, they don't get it.
Right.
Like they don't get like I'm just like because I'm having fun, because I enjoy it. They don't get why I do this whole shit right here. They walk in here, they just shake their heads like they must look at it and be like, that's a car payment, that's the mortgage.
Yeah. No, but that's awesome, man. Yeah, your journey right now has been great. In the interest of time, I just got maybe one or two more questions for you. Right now, obviously your schedule is probably pretty tight now. Like how do you go about like your bookings? Is it first come first serve, or are you a little more selective? Let's say
Honestly,
if there's a new company that just wants to book you, like, do they got a shot right now? How's it looking for you right now?
honestly, at the beginning or like beginning of the year was first come serve, you know. But now I'm being very selective of the promotions. You know, it's like I'll take the opportunity. I was like, I'll take it anywhere. You know, it's like if you book me at the beginning of the year, you know, it's like, but the thing is life happens. You know, this year, there have been promotions or shows that I haven't been able to make it due to issues, you know, due to transportation issues, due to that I can't legit make it. You know, it's like sometimes that's the main thing that I can't make it, you know. So then right now it's like I'm being very selective of the promotions right now, of what promotions we do or do clips for, you know. It's like and that's mostly it right now. It's like just like if you want to book us, like just hit me up. You know, I hit me up and then like I'll see the calendar because I have a calendar right now. It just depends on if we will be able to make it together because like me and my brother, like my brother's my ride. You know, my brother is
Right.
it's the person that like drive me around. You know, it's like but like I had to make sure that he has the time for his own life. You know, he has the time for his stuff. You know, it's like if he can't make it, I'm like, okay, cool. Like let me know beforehand so I can like find an alternative or just nicely be like, hey, I can't make it. You know, like nicely, hey, like, you know. So yeah, it's like this year, we have a lot of shows, but like I'm being selective and I'm trying to rest my body because that's the first thing I need. You know, that I need a mental break. I need a break for myself, and my brother needs a break for himself. You know, so like we're not doing. Like if we do a triple shot weekend, it's because it's already been planned out. You know, it's like we just don't do it no more because it's like we need rest. You know, it's like especially with traveling. You know, it's like last year and this year, like I've been doing triple shots, like from one state to another state. You know, it's like, and that's another thing I'm very proud of sometimes is that I have a show in Illinois, and then I have to travel to Texas to do that show, and then I come back in the morning and I have to go back to Illinois and do another show.
Gotta do galley Sunday nights, baby.
Sunday nights, you know, it's like right now I'm being selected to a galley. You know, it's like I love the galley. I love it very much. But it's Sundays, you know, Sundays is mostly for my brother to be able to do his learning stuff or for me to rest, you know, because the next day I work.
Gotta do laundry, you gotta get groceries done. Like that's a day to decompress, you know?
You know, so that's the reason why it's like. And then like last year, you know, it's like last year was our like even this year, last year was our crazy year. You know, last year we had a show in California, and then me and my brother had my brother had a show in Houston. I had a show in Dallas, right? And we both had to work that same day of like different places in Dallas. So then we came back to Chicago and we had to work galley. You know, so like that's something that's like I love it, but like I need a break sometime. You know, it's like. There's a lot of people like, oh, triple shot weekends. Good, you know, good. But the thing is, if you keep on doing those, you're gonna burn out, you know. And like I have learned that you burn out, you know, because so like, yeah, like you love the passion, you love it, but sometimes you're like, no, it's like I need a little like slow down for a bit. and then rebuild my love for it again. You know,
There ain't
but
nothing
like
I
I
want to
have,
do for 3 days in a row.
you know, it's like, yeah, you know, it's like sometimes if it's different shows, okay, cool, I understand. But if it's the same show, it's like, no, you know, it's like I need a little bit of a chill, you know. So that's why, like, that's the advice I give a lot of people who just
Right.
start in the business or who are barely like in their second year.
Mhm.
It's like, take it slow. You know, it's like, yeah, do your triple shots weekends, but still don't do it every weekend, because that's an easy way to
Burn
bring
out.
yourself out.
Yep.
Is just take your time. You know, it's like you don't have to do every single show. That's something that I've learned and something I've been told. You don't have to do every single show. Be selective. You know, it's like be somewhere you feel comfortable. Be somewhere that they will treat you well. Don't just do it just because, oh, I just want to do it because I want to make it seem that I have bookings everywhere. No,
There's
take your time. You know,
overexposure's a real thing also, you know?
Yeah.
exactly. You
It's
know, it's
like-
But
like
you've
that's
also
why.
you've earned that right. Like you've earned the right to like be selective when you're starting out, and like whatever bookings you're gonna get, you're gonna take, because that's just a matter of like you're getting the reps. But at this point, you've earned the right to be able to be selective of where you're going and who you're doing your
Sure.
clips for.
And listen, man, you know, and if people would be like, oh man, you know, the unicorns have changed, you know, blah blah, like shit, I hope so. It's been 7 years, right?
Right, for
we all got
real.
to change a bit. So
Mhm.
so you know, good for you, man. You know, I'm really happy we had this conversation. You know, it's been a while since we've chopped it up, but just to kind of just hear like where you're at now in wrestling. Because even when we do see you at shows, like you know, it's kind of a quick and how you been? Oh, all right, all right, all right. But you know, then you gotta go do your thing right away. What I guess one of the last thing I'm gonna ask you, when are we gonna see you next? What do you got coming up? Anything in the Chicagoland area anytime soon?
Um, we honestly Saturday I have Freelance Underground
Oh, nice.
Saturday.
Illinois.
Illinois. So that's in the show. We were supposed to do AEW, but fortunately we can't make it tomorrow to AEW. It kind of sucks, but things happen. Just freelance we have on Saturday. You know, it's like freelance, not promotion though. Like it's like opened the doors for us when we
Yeah.
were just like honestly like we were just young, dumb, and broke. You know, shout out to John Oliver.
Young Dome, and
You know,
bro.
so we were like that. You know, it's like and then pretty much it's like we're taking a 2 week off. We're taking May 7 to May 14 off. And then our next show after that will be Freelance Wrestling
Nice.
on the 20 of, oh, no, never mind. I just messed up. May 15, Galley in Merrill Park. We're returning back to Galley. And then May 20,
Can't
we're
relate.
doing
I'm
freelance.
kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
We're doing May 20, we're doing freelance wrestling. May 21st, we're doing our first show with ACW in Wisconsin. Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Oshkosh.
Oshkosh.
I got you, dog.
We're doing that show. You know, it's like that show is interesting how it came out to come about. You know, it's like I uploaded a clip of a certain wrestler, and then this wrestler was booked for that company at the same night. And then this wrestler gave me the number, and he told me, "Hey, text this person." Right? I texted this person, and then it came out to be Hornswoggle. So,
Oh, nice.
so I was talking to Hornswoggle. He goes like, "Hey, like I know your stuff. Like I've seen you around. Like you work for Zello. You work, you know." It's like he goes, "What would take you guys to come in for my show? You know, because they're doing a mega show. You know, they have Ethan Page, they have Aleister Black, they have Killer Cross, Scarlett Barrow, Dan Halsey,
Last weekend.
Dang.
yeah, and then they have other couple more wrestlers that I can't think of right now at the point because
sure.
I just saw the poster.
Yeah.
That we have, and then we have in the end of the month we have Warrior in St. Louis. You know,
Nice.
then from there I don't know my schedule up
No, that's fine.
top
That's
of my
fine.
head. So that's
You're still a busy boy.
companies. You know, it's like we can be easy. You know, it's like keeping it easy. That's what we're trying to do right now. Keeping it easy, enjoy the ride, to have fun. That's what I told my brother. It's like we're just having fun. Yeah, it's like it's a work. That we're working,
Yeah.
but just still have fun. It's like we are building memories, we're building everything because you never know when, exactly like the office said, so you never know when you're living the best times,
Right.
so that's why we just do it, it's like we're doing it, and I'm very happy of the way things are going, it's like things are moving along, it's like so it's pretty fucking
No,
awesome.
dude, you should be proud of yourself for what you and your brother have done, not only for yourselves,
For sure.
but for different promotions and for a lot of young talents. Because I mean, you guys are the ones that are helping put out a lot of names, and dare I say, you guys have changed people's lives. I mean, I don't want to be dramatic about it, but absolutely, right? I mean, you have
Yeah,
the clips you
for
have
sure.
undoubtedly have 100% changed people's lives, and you should be proud of yourself for that. I'm proud of you for it.
Thank
So
you.
and something that something my wife told me a couple weeks ago. It's easy to get bogged down. It's easy to get drained. Even like we have a light schedule what we do, but sometimes it's like, oh man, we got to do a show tonight, or we got to do some traveling or whatever. And sometimes, and I'm sure sometimes it wears on you mentally. But like we were getting ready to go to Indianapolis a couple weeks ago, and I was like a little stressed out, and my wife just was like, babe, you're living the dream. Like you're living the dream. And like, so I want to tell you, don't forget that you're living your dream. And that's fucking amazing, because not a lot of people get to do that. Never forget that shit.
And with your brother, so
Yeah.
Honestly, thank you for that, because it's like that's something like I was saying earlier. Sometimes I think to myself, it's like I'm like, wow, it's like I am living the dream. It's like a lot of people, it's like I go to a locker room, it's like I go to a locker room and everybody pops me. It's like everybody's like, hey, what's up? Like in Texas, like Mania weekend, it's like I walked into the locker room and everybody knew who I was right away. It's like I was doing just Texas shows, because it's like Texas is my second home now. It's like
right.
Texas, they have adopted me. It's like they have maybe one of them. It's like so it's like now being able to say, oh, it's like Texas is my second home. People are putting me over in Texas. It's like shout out to my uncle Randy. Lance Romance. That's his gimmick name. It's like he been one of the guys that been supporting me so much in Dallas area. It's like he has put me over with so many promotions, and then recently we have worked together again. And a couple weeks ago, it's like he brought me in, and then like he told me straight up, he was like, "You're one of my guys." He goes, "You are one of my guys, and be proud of that," because he goes, "I don't call a lot of my guys, like I don't call a lot of wrestlers my guys." It's like you're one of my guys and you're under me. He goes, "You get treated like one of my guys." He goes, "You get treated well."
Nice.
When you're in Texas, you get treated well because you're one of my guys. And then that's for me. It's like I was like, damn, it's like a year ago, it's like I was nobody's guy. It's like I wasn't nobody,
Right.
And now it's like, wow, it's like a lot of people are like, yeah, you're one of my guys. It's like,
Yeah.
and it's amazing to know that, it's amazing that how wrestling had got me to have a community of friends, community of a family, because it's like I have my own family, but then I have my wrestling family. It's like there's a lot of guys that I consider family. It's like I talk to a lot of them daily. It's like I suck at messaging people. I know, I'm sorry. But it's just text messages, I'm good. Like if you text message me,
right away.
I will answer. If it's text message, I answer. But if it's like certain like websites or like certain apps, I suck at it because like my notifications get blown up. It's like I don't want to pull myself over, but they get blown up. It's like it was funny because yesterday, like one of my coworkers, I put my phone down, on my desk, and then he started seeing my phone like just buzzing, buzzing, blowing up. He goes, "Wow, like I'm working with somebody popular, right?" And I was like, if you only knew, inside my mind, I was like, if you only knew, like, it's like you're sitting with a legend now, You know, and that's why it's like it's crazy. You know, it's like when I go to the wrestling world, because I call it like two different worlds. I go to the wrestling world, people know who I am. Even in the real world, sometimes there's moments like yourself. You know, there are moments where people like, hey, like, aren't you wrestling unicorns? Hey, like, I know you. You know, it's like, hey, like, I know your shirt. You know, it's like, I know that brand. You know, and then people get surprised when they know, oh, it's you.
That's
Like,
beautiful.
wow, it's like I thought like there were some luchadors that were like, oh, I thought you were just a white guy, you know, or a skinny white guy doing this. You know, like now seeing someone of color, you know, like having our culture being able to be represented in the wrestling business. You know, like a lot of people and a lot of luchadors tell me all the time, they're like, we have a good representation in the United States of social media, you
Especially
know,
behind the
because of
scenes.
you
That's
guys.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so and that's the reason why I have gotten close to a lot of luchadors. You know, there are a lot of luchadors that help me out with the whole AAA thing, with the
Right.
whole like having our name in Mexico. You know, it's like because of them, because a lot of them talk about us, a lot of them um, wear the merch. You know, a lot of them buy the merch, a lot of them do different things for us that helps us grow in Mexico. You know, it's like I still have a lot of goals to do. You know, it's like be able to go to the UK, go to India, because India is our fourth country that we're over.
Oh, look
India.
at you. You're over in India.
India, right? In India,
Nice.
you know, so India is our fourth country, Chile is our third, you know, second in Mexico,
Okay.
and then wait, hold on. I'm messing up the list. But I just know the United Kingdom is one of them. They're like it's top of the list of like people who see our stuff there. And like I get hit up with a lot of people from the UK. They're like, hey, like I love your clips, I love your stuff, you know, blah blah blah. And like Mexico too, and India too. Chile, you know, like and in the United States, I mostly get messages all the time, like, hey, like I love your stuff. Like I show this to my kid, you know, and like sometimes I tell them like, hey, like don't show your kid like certain freaking violent ones, you know. It's like I don't
Death
want to
matches.
get in trouble, you know, because there's some death matches in there, you know. There's different kind of wrestling in there, but then like for me to know that like a lot of guys are like, oh yeah, like I showed this video, like there's with the Dante Leon video, you know, it's like Dante Leon told me, or a certain wrestler told me that like they were showing that video during their training in a famous wrestling school in the Midwest. So and that's the reason why it's like
Right.
wow, it's like and then this person who's the owner of the school went up the page and liked it and commented on it. And then when I saw who it was, I marked out. Like I was like, what? I was like, I would never imagine in years this person would have gone to my page, liked the video, and even comment on it.
Right.
You know, so like and like earlier too, you know, like TJ, no wait, is it TJ? No, Tyson Kidd. Like he just commented one of the clips earlier too.
Okay.
You know,
My
it's
close
like
personal friend TJ over here.
yeah, TJ, you know, and then
You guys would know him as
Hurricane,
Tyson Kid. I know him as Tej.
yeah, Teach, you know, it's like even Hurricane Helms, you know, it's like he's another guy that, like he's a fan of the page. You know, it's like he's always seeing the page, he always giving a like.
That's
You know,
awesome,
it's like things like that. It's like wow, you know, it's like it's hitting a certain reach. You know,
Yeah.
it's like and like being able to know that like some of the guys who are in AEW right now, you know, it's like they were in the indies with us. You know, it's like Lee Moriarty. You know, it's like Lee Moriarty. Like
right?
I was waiting for Thunder outside the hotel because like to thank her, you know, thank her for everything she's done for us. And I see Lee, right? And then like Lee goes, "Oh, you superstar," right? And then like I was like, and then I turned around and I saw Lee. I was like, no, no. I was like, no. I was like, you're the superstar. I was like, you're walking to your hotel room, right? And then we just
Yeah.
started laughing quick because like he wanted to walk into his hotel, and like guys like that, you know, it's like I just joke around with them. You know, it's like there's
Yeah,
so
no.
many guys that who are still like who are current wrestling in AEW that like I basically grew up with them in the indies. You know, it's like yeah, it's like not childhood, but like
No,
like
in the business,
wrestling wise.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like I grew up with a lot of them, and like guys in WWE too. You know, it's like
Right.
I grew up with a lot of guys. You know, like Theory. You know, now it's Theory. You know, it's like he's another guy that I grew up with, basically. You know, so there's a lot of guys in NXT too. You know, it's like, and now being able to say, oh yeah, like I know that person. Like hey, like I grew up with that person. You know, like basically in the business, it's like yeah, it's an accomplishment because I've learned so much from everybody.
Right.
You know, it's like, and that's something that I'll treasure all the time because I listen to different sides of the wrestling side, and boom, you know, it's like it has evolved me to the person that I am today.
Sure, of course.
Now I'm gonna switch gears on you, because we've kept you for a little bit more than an hour,
Too
and
long.
so we always like to ask this question at the end of our interviews, and this is the first time you've gotten to answer it. I think I know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. Other than wrestling, in your life, what pops you?
Pops me.
Yeah, what pops you, brother?
Finding Funko Pops that I've been looking for. You know, that's something else that me and my brother share. That like we pop each other is when like, we find or like go find action figures. It's funny story. It's like every time my brother like me walk into a Target, like my brother say, "Oh, like we're not gonna find anything." Like and right, and then out of nowhere we walking into the toy aisle, so the action figure, we see toys. That's when we pop. Like we pop each other. Like, oh my God, there's toys, right?
I know
Oh,
that
little
feeling.
kids. Oh, look what I found.
And then we go to the Funko Pop area, you know, and then we're like, okay, cool, like let's find what we have. Boom, we find a Funko Pop that we're looking for, we pop. You know, it's like those are the small things that we pop for. Is
Hell yeah.
like Funko Pop. You know, it's like I have a lot of Funko Pops in my room. You know, it's like I have a lot of Funko Pops because like that's the second thing that I like. You know, it's like it's Funko Pops. You know, the wrestling, the Funko Pops. You know, it's like that's the second thing in my life that I might have to say that like I enjoy. You know, it's like the Funko Pops. Like, yeah, I don't open them. I just have them there to display. You know,
Same.
it's like I have them there to just like be like, oh, cool. You know, it's like I found this one here, like I found that one there. You know, it's like, and my brother has his own collection too. So like that's something else we share is like is the love from Funko Pops because like I started with buying a couple of them because of Toys R Us closing.
Brother.
Right? Like Toys R Us closing. So I started buying a little bit, you know. So then for a whole year, I started buying a shitload, right? But then I stopped in 2019. Then 2020, I stopped. But then when the pandemic started, like that was the only thing that was showing on like on the ads and shit was Funko Pops, right? And I was like, fuck. I was like, let me buy some Funko Pops. So then I started buying Funko Pops. My brother started buying Funko Pops, and now we have even more Funko Pops now. You know, like I collect the wrestling ones. I collect Pokemon ones. Anything that like I enjoy and I find cool and like I always like I had a thing for when I was growing up. That's something that I always like buy a Funko Pop. Like I make sure that I like get one. You know, it's like I have to get because like in Mania weekend, me and my brother went to GameStop there and we found the new exclusive ones, the Razor Ramon one, the Undertaker, and I forgot which one it was. So then we went, and then Alexa Bliss. So then we had to go to another GameStop and find some boxes, right? So we can take them on the luggage because we didn't want to get them ruined, right?
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
So then we went to Targets, we went to GameStop before our show, like before that show I had, like we had to go boom boom, right? And like we bought the boxes and we put them in our bag and we brought them and nothing happened to them, you know? Perfect. So yeah, it's like that's something else, you know, action figure, WWE or AEW, and Funko Pops. That's something else that makes us pop. It's like
nice.
That's a fun addition.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. You want to take us home, Hank?
Sure. Oh man, I get to do it. I don't know if I've ever done this one. Well, before we let you go, you know, for our audience is usually our small audience that we knows you, but just in case there's someone else out there, where can they find you on your socials?
You can find us on Twitter, Wrestling with Unicorns. We have 2 Twitters.
Okay.
We have just you can most likely it's gonna send you to the second Twitter because the first one, that one is Twitter has put us as sensitive content, the first one, the main one.
Is that
but you can find us in the second one.
Unicorns?
Yes, that one is the main one. And then we have W_U_clips. That's the second Twitter we have. You can find us on Facebook, Wrestling Unicorns. You can find us on Instagram, Wrestling Unicorns. And you can find us on TikTok as Luchando con Unicorns.
Nice.
You can find us there on TikTok with that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like pretty much all the things that I have.
Awesome.
Wrestling wise, that's the one that I like mostly want to.
We'll make sure we'll make sure to put all your links up.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah.
Just once again, I'm sure we'll see you soon. Give you a nice big hug. Other than that, tell your brother we say what's up. We haven't seen him in a while either.
Yeah, I'll tell him right now. We're gonna go to his apartment because I owe him a game of NBA 2K22.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I owe him a game because last night, like I had a migraine last night, so like I had to come and sleep. But today I told him I was like, I'm gonna play 2K with you. So
Nice. All right. Well, with that being said, that's Martin from Wrestling with Unicorns. That right there is my brother from another mother, the incidental nerd. I'm OG Hang Through and Two. That doesn't matter. We are For the Pop Podcast. That matters. You can find us on For the Pop Pod on all the socials. Follow us, Until then, be good to each other. Holla. We're out. Peace.
Toodles.